What's up? I'm doing good.
Welcome Addis Amet. Happy New Year.
Welcome.
All right. It's
Addis Amet.
Ethiopian New Year,
You know.
We're here celebrating right here in Mudai, all right, San Jose.
In the flesh. Welcome to my hood.
Yes, thank you very much for welcoming me. I brought Helen here to Mudai. It's a really, really authentic Ethiopian Eritrean restaurant here in San Jose, right by Discovery Park. So I really recommend that you guys try.
Can I say something?
Yeah, what's up?
It's so funny that you recommended me a place in my city, even though you're LA. I was supposed to be doing that, and then now you're recommending me places, and it's actually super pretty. Look at the backdrop, look at everything. This is so cool. But yeah, you put me on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving credits. I'm feeling inspired after the conversations that we had with people at the field. It's my first time at the Ethiopian New Year's here in San Jose. So different than Los Angeles.
Can I say that? Can I add something to that?
What's up? Talk to me. And you don't even have to ask me. Talk to me. You here on the podcast with me. We're on this episode.
Because
what's up?
2 years ago when I had met you, right? Prior to meeting you, I was at the LA Ethiopian New Year's festival, and I was like, girl,
right,
what in the is this?
Right.
And so I'm glad 2 years later now you can kind of see what you're picking up, what I'm putting down, because I kept telling you oh my gosh, the Bay scene, especially with the Ethiopian community, is way it's night and day difference.
It's so different.
And I'm glad. Can you speak on that?
To all my Angelinos, I'm sorry, y'all.
What do you guys call them?
We're Angelinos.
Angelinos?
Angelinos, yeah.
Okay.
Angelinos. I'm sorry, y'all, but we're just not holding up at all. There's not even a comparison. We just left, and it's 9 p.m., and the DJ was playing music, and everybody was still dancing, okay? I mean, the entire time the DJ was going crazy. I came after work because I couldn't make it, and I know there was a concert during the day. If you guys look up the video from last year, from 2024's New Year, you'll find Helen dancing in the video with Ayele. But the question I was asking people today, and you're probably still watching this video, is what do people wish for Ethiopians? And I brought you here, Helen, because you're part of this journey of Nomadius, and it's part of me going on this journey is helping realize that Nomadius is bigger than me, and I want to be a part of something that is bigger than me, and especially if I'm going to be the one to create it. So after going to Seattle and having so much people literally walk up to me and being like, yo, are you Nomadius? I had to ask myself, I had to take a real what do they call it, a pulse check, right?
A
pulse check, right?
It makes sense.
And I had to ask myself, do I want to be a celebrity? I don't want to be a celebrity in my community. I'm just another person who chose to stand up and ask the questions and do what we should all be doing, in my opinion. So when someone asked me, are you Nomadius? I had to say, yeah, no. And that's why I changed this whole thing to the Nomadius show, because I want to bring people on, and I want you to feel like Nomadius is you. Nomadius is us. It's a movement. It's an ongoing journey. And so the question we're asking, what do people wish for Ethiopians? You would say you noticed that a lot of people, maybe it's when I asked the question, their brain went to back home, right? They're like, peace, tribes, we need to stop this. And I thought that was really interesting, how when you ask an Ethiopian about Ethiopians, their brain goes to back home. And it just, to me, what I highlighted was we're still trying to understand that we're here. And the Diaspora has completely shifted, and we're here. And so I wanted to bring you on because the people love you. They love your answers. You're really an esteemed guest on here.
No.
So Helen, what do you wish for Ethiopians in 2018 in our New Year?
I think that before I give an answer to that, I just want to kind of make a note about, I don't even know if you realize what you're doing by doing the groundwork and, interviewing these people and hearing people's life or lived experiences. But And you know, the common theme amongst all of the interviewees, like being the person behind the camera and hearing these people being interviewed and what they had to say, the common denominator was peace, right, and unity. And I don't think you realize kind of like how you as a person is like kind of a vessel to be able to help fulfill that. Because I think that with especially with the people that you've decided to pull, or people who've been gracious enough to be able to, you know, chime in their 2 cents, but you being the medium to be able to, or using your platform to help people, you know, at least express that, you know, I think it's very powerful. So before I even answer that, I kind of want to ask you, like, how that experience has been, you know, using that platform in the last 2 years that, you know, we've been working together. Well, mostly like me experiencing your work for the last 2 years. I wonder, you know, with that common denominator being peace and unity and through cultural expression, I kind of want to ask like what your experience was like being kind of a vessel for that. Does that kind of make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and thank you for asking.
Yeah.
It's been a really gratifying journey to start, I'll say, because I've really met a lot of people who are like-minded in this process, and I feel like sometimes in our community people are focused on the problems rather than the solution, and sometimes people focus on the problem as for a means to the solution, and sometimes I just feel like we're running in circles. And so, you know, I had to ask myself, I'm going to take you back a little bit. I had to ask myself, like, what am I going to contribute to my community? How am I going to contribute to back home with the knowledge and the gifts I was given? I was speaking, public speaking, as you can see, is like a gift of mine, or a skill that I built. And shout out to Dad.
I know, oh my gosh, Dad,
right?
Pops. Shout out to Pops.
Shout out to Pops. Shout out to Pops. You know. Who really gave me the confidence to speak publicly and speak publicly
with some sense.
With sense and against the common opinion, against the common thought. Because it's the people throughout our history, the people who chose to go against the common thought that have forever changed history. Galileo, Newton, Einstein, you know, you can go to Menelik. You know, like there's so many people who stood up and said, no, I don't think that's right. And
MLK, Malcolm X.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Who else? Talk to me. Who else? Name some women.
Women, no, dude.
Who stood up?
That's the
who stood up and said no?
Women. Rosa Parks, she literally got up and she said, no,
right.
I'm going to sit in the front of the bus.
Right.
And I think that, like, that's even more of a thing to add because the intersectional identity between, like, women and also being a part of a minority group like Black American.
Yeah.
That's like another added layer of disenfranchisement, you know? And it's like one thing to break the barrier.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to be breaking the barrier of being both women.
Yes.
And Black.
Yes.
And immigrant when there's a lot in a world of racism, xenophobia. And
you bring me to my point actually, because it's why I wanted to put the mic in front of people, because one, our people are not heard enough from our people. Okay, it's usually people coming into our communities asking us questions, which feels always, you know, some exploitation happening. And I want to hear not from the leaders anymore.
It's a grassroots movement.
We can't connect.
It's a grassroots movement. I'm hearing you.
You know?
And we were adamant on making sure we get every demographic. We're talking about the non-Ethiopians.
Yes.
Ethiopians,
yes.
Eritreans,
right?
East
The young
Africans,
ones, the old ones,
the OGs,
the ones
the
like
women.
me and you.
And
right?
we were adamant too.
Right?
We were real adamant. We were like, I know that you might be shy, but we need to give you the mic so that they can hear your story and they can hear your 2 cents.
It's true.
Despite the fact that, you know, you might not think that there is like any significance to what you have to say.
Yeah.
I promise you, that's all the more reason that you got to get the mic. You got to get in the paint.
Because of the reason, and just to answer your question, how does it feel for me as a vessel?
Yeah.
It's the most empowering thing I could do with my life. I'm a true believer that expression is the highest form of nutrition. And I'm expressing myself on my platform, but I'm putting the mic in front of others to take an opportunity to express themselves. And not just express themselves in front of a mirror or in front of their family, in front of possibly 60,000 people. Okay, that's what this video reached 2 years ago. So I just keep asking myself, I didn't expect that back then. Man, Helen, if I told you the story of what I had to go through and trust God to get myself to Little Ethiopia, Los Angeles that year, what I was going on in my personal life and how I trusted God. I'm telling you, I flew to Los Angeles for that New Year.
Yeah. And it's so funny because we had so many conversations off camera about the chain of events that had led us to meeting 2 years ago. And by God, those chain of events were necessary so that we could be in that position, given our past history, to make that moment even more impactful. And it's so funny that you mentioned that, using this bench, using your platform as a vessel of self-expression, just because I feel like, especially with the diaspora community, expression, especially cultural expression, is the best way of being able to navigate having both the identity of American and non-American, almost immigrant, and especially in a world full of xenophobia, especially in a world full of fragmentation, people always want to, that's how we figure out life. That's how we make sense of the world, is putting people into categories, into life. And I think that it's so funny because I was in LA. I'm from the Bay, right? Mm-hmm. But I was in LA for school. I went to UCLA for sociology, right?
Yay area.
Area. I can't be good.
You know what I'm saying?
But I was first in my family to go to college. First in my family to do anything of the sorts, And I fell in love with
And remind me where you're born.
I was born in
home, right?
Addis. Yeah, I was born in Addis, but I came to the U.S. when I was just 2. So basically, I was born and raised American. I grew up in the U.S. institutions, from school, after school, the whole 9.
Yeah, American.
American, and so, but then going back home and then kind of almost being transported to the whole new world. And I know that this is a trope for many Ethiopians or East Africans in the diaspora, right? But that I fell in love with LA just because I knew that they had a very prominent East African community there, particularly Ethiopian community, and that was something that I desperately craved because it's familiar to home, but at the same time, it's also, you kind of lose yourself because, again, being raised in America, to be put in spaces where you feel like you're not Ethiopian enough, then you go into spaces when you feel like you're not American enough, and then you start to lose yourself. And I mentioned that I have a background in sociology because there's actually a Durkheimian thought where
a what?
A Durkheim.
What is that for the
Emil
people?
Durkheim.
What is that? Can you take a moment?
He's a famous philosopher.
Okay.
And sociologist.
Okay.
And he studied the sociology of suicide. And he came to the conclusion that suicide is a result of a deep misunderstanding of yourself and a deep loss of your own self. It's a deep disconnect between you and yourself, you and your sense of self. So you could have, there's the conscious self and there's the subconscious self, right? So all the things that you ascribed as you, all the attributes, all the adjectives that you have, and if you don't feel like you fit into a certain category, you start feeling feelings of hopelessness, feeling feelings of shame, feeling feelings of guilt, and
So how does that tie
having to get out of my nuclear family, and then being in a place where I had to abruptly learn how to be. What really is this really me, or is this the product of my own upbringing?
And you're saying in terms of being Ethiopian?
In terms of being Ethiopian American.
Correct. Okay. This is why I want to ask you. This is exactly the focus that I'm trying to take this conversation, actually, because whether we call it Ethiopian American versus Ethiopian English, right? There's a lot of Ethiopians in England. There's a lot of Ethiopians in Belgium. We got a lot of
Diaspora,
Ethiopians in Germany, in Sweden, right? In Canada, right? Ethiopian Eritrean. In my opinion, I would say this is my platform. It's a very similar experience. Okay, so what do you wish? Tell me, like truly.
What do I wish?
What do you wish for? Because as somebody, you went through the challenges, and maybe through your answer, I want you to take me through what some of the challenges have been for you as an Ethiopian American to express your Ethiopian identity, or rather your Ethiopian values, in a healthy, positive way. So from that, what do you wish moving forward in this new year? And come to this year, right? Because I think some of the times when people are trying to conceptualize what do we wish for Ethiopia, they're thinking like down the line, okay? We gotta come back to small baby steps. Yes, the goal is unity. Yes, the goal is peace. I mean, that's the goal for Africa, not just Ethiopia. I want it for Sudan. I want it for Somalia. I want it for Eritrea. I want it for Kenya.
Yeah.
But what do we wish for Ethiopian Americans, right? What do we wish for our community of Ethiopians? What do you wish?
I think it's super important to understand where like the common denominator comes from, right? From our previous interviews, we hear that like we want peace for back home. We want to go and contribute to back home. Oh,
food. Yeah. She brought the rockets for us. Okay, we're gonna get it all cooked up. But I don't know if y'all can see hold on. I'm gonna hold it up for y'all just so you can see what we got right now. Okay, take a look at that. That's our awaze tibs. We about to grub, okay? And while we're eating, because in Ethiopia we only eat with one hand. But first, let's come back. Let's take a break. Okay, we're gonna go wash our hands, and we'll be right back after this break. Well, we're back from our break, okay? I'm here with the owner of Mudai, Mr. Gurmai. He has catered for many events for me at UC Santa Cruz. And, guys, I wish Helen was here right now to tell you, but her eyes literally rolled to the back of her head when she tried the tibs. Ainwa? What is that? Bonus. You got him, man. And here? Gurmai, what am I eating today?
የቀይ ጥብስ ነው። ቀይ ጥብስ እና የአዋዜ ቀይ ጥብስ አለ የሚሰራ እሱን ስንሰራ ፔፐሮኒ እንጠቀማለን። አንዳንድ ቅመሞችን እንጠቀማለን እንደ ቅቤና እንደ ኮረሪማ የመሰሉ ነገሮችን እንጠቀማለን። በዛ ላይ ደግሞ የኛው ክትፎ በረም ለብ ያለ ክትፎ ነው። ስፔሻል ክትፎ ነው የሚባለው እና እሱ ደግሞ ያሰራሩ ኮረሪማ ቅቤ እና ሚጥሚጣ ገብቶ በአበሻ ስታይል ይሰራል ነው።
Where do you get the injera from?
Injera 100% F injera no. ምን ሰራው እዚህኛ ቤት ነው።
ሜክ እንጀራ እዚህ
ያ ሜክ እንጀራ እዚህ ነው።
ፍሬሽ
ፍሬሽ እንጀራ አሁን የተጋገረው
ይሄ እንጀራ
ኤቭሪ ዴይ እዚህ ነው የሚሰራው። ይሄ ራሱ አሁን ተጋግሮ የመጣ እንጀራ ነው። ሰው ሲያዝ ጠዋት እንጋገራለን እንሰጣለን። ሲያልቅ አዲስ እየጋገርን እንሰጣለን ማለት ነው።
Wow. Yeah. And where is Mudai? Where is it located?
Mudai.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, 503 San Carlos Street, downtown San Jose.
Wow. You guys, if you haven't tried this before, Helen, I'm sorry that I'm finishing your food, but guys, you gotta come to Mudai.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baka. Thank you.
I'm telling
that
you,
food,
it
that
was good eats.
The kabe though?
It was good eats.
Man.
I really hope that you got the clips.
Shout out to Good Mayan Mudai
No,
here
for real.
in San Jose. So just coming back to the question.
Wait, stop. Don't walk, run to the spot right here. I'm telling you, good people back there. If you ever want to invest your money in the diaspora, do not walk. Yes. You need to run.
I agree.
Barefoot.
I agree.
Adidas. Nike.
Nike.
Adidas.
You walking that Nike?
You gotta run. You gotta run right here.
And if you're loving this video and if you're loving what we're talking about, please make sure to like, make sure to subscribe right here to the Nomadius show. You'll definitely be seeing Helen on here more. So if you're excited to see Helen on here more,
comment down below Helen if you want to see me up here more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like that. Comment down below Helen if you want to see Helen
Which
more.
you're fine.
All right. So Helen.
Okay.
You know, I love the way you go about things, but I want to bring you to it because it's a hard question.
Yeah.
It is a hard question, you know? It is a context you got to give to it, right?
It is.
Tell me. What do you wish for your dad?
That's a great question. And you see me dancing around because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a heavy loaded question, especially since in this day and age, a lot of things can be taken out of context. 2 years ago, you asked me, is pride productive or counterproductive? And a lot of things were taken out of context. And a lot of things I will say, it comes from like the optimistic standpoint as well, you know?
Well.
Which I could say was justified in being able to take out of context in that sense.
Okay.
So I'm very diligent with, you know, how I answer these kind of questions. But, you know, going back to what I've been saying about, you know, our identity as African diasporans, you know, how we decide to approach questions like these. You know, what do we wish for our own community? It has to be from a standpoint that's inclusive to all aspects of our community and not just one aspect that's heavily popularized. Not the things that are disenfranchised, you know? So I guess to answer your question is to, you know, take the things like to be able to support other people who display, you know, our culture and our cultural expression, be able to feed into them, to be able to find a place. It means not to be able to just give back to the community back home, but also to be able to fully integrate ourselves in the soil that we're in, you know?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that, you know, of course, the common trope of, you know, world peace is a common denominator in this video and in life in general, you know? No one wants to open up their Instagram feed and see war. No one wants to see famine. No one wants to see any of these things, especially since we're so blessed to be able to be in a country where, you know, war, famine is not, you know, societal norm, you know? But to be able to use our unique identity to be able to merge both worlds, you know? To be able to merge both of our American identity and the Ethiopian culture, so that, you know, at least we're put on the map, you know? Because I believe that media in general is very heavily, there's selective things that are being put in the forefront and the things that are intentionally left in the background, you know, or in the shadows. So to be able to first be able to, you know, kind of break out of the shadows of, you know, Western media and to continue to consume media produced by people that look like you, people that talk like you, people that have the shared same experiences. To be able to consume that and to be able to use that in whatever field or whatever thing or whatever kind of passions that, you know, fulfill them, you know, because I think that political advocacy can take many forms. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be the overt, you know, protest, explicit disruption.
Yes.
Political advocacy could take the form of art, could take the form of journalism, could take the form of many things apart from just picket signs and, you know, day-to-day disruption. So to be able to use these avenues in whatever best suits you in your form of expression, to be able to spotlight stories of your own upbringing, you know, and your own cause. I say everybody has a why, you know, everybody has a reason why they do the things that they do and who they are, like why they are the way that they are. And I think to be able to use that individuality to kind of contribute to the greater cause, which is to be able to spotlight things that are happening back home, to be able to contribute to the peace that we want to see back home, you know? And so I say all that to say that institutions like media, institutions like public policy, they're always going to be Eurocentric. They're always going to cater to the white man, I fear. And so to be able to have a seat at the table, you know, in these decision-making spaces is to first create a voice for ourselves. So what I really want to see for our people this year is to be able to create a voice for themselves in however way that they like to express it, you know?
Okay, so I want to take a moment on that because
like,
I feel
can
like...
Can I talk about like Amine? Like, can I talk about like Ethiopian American models, you know? Like defying Western Eurocentric standards of beauty, music, even like my own like cohorts at UCLA, like, you know, making headway in the dance and entertainment industry. You know, I love to see it. Even you being able to, you know, create a new avenue in the you know, dance fitness entertainment industry. You know, like that's in of itself so political. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the lip service, because, you know, I think that's something that's really plagued.
You wanted to talk about.
That's really plagued in our community. Is so much lip service.
Totally.
Can't walk the walk.
Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do this.
So I long story short, in whatever way.
Or even we need to, but instead of I need to.
Yeah. In whatever way you know how, and whatever way that you feel like serves you best, do so, and contribute to the public discourse of the African diaspora.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching. Please go back, watch some of our old videos. The place is closing up, so we're going to close up now. Much love and respect.
Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment Helen below if you want to see more of me.
And share with your elders, and share with your youngins. We keep it PG around here, so all the kids can watch as well. Much love. Happy New Year. NOMADAEUS.